Today, we're going to be taking a first look at Zoho Projects Infiniti. This is a new round of updates for Zoho Projects, so not a new bundle or a new pricing plan, really just a name that they're giving to a handful of great updates that are going to allow you to customize Zoho Projects much more to your specific needs. So we're going to take a quick look at the article and then actually jump into Zoho Projects and take a look at these new features right now. So with that, let us jump right on in. Here we are inside of the article. We'll use this just to quickly cover the main features that are being added. Again, just as a reminder, this should be included in your existing edition of Zoho Projects, not a new pricing plan or bundle. First one, custom modules inside of Zoho Projects. If you are a user of CRM, Books, or Zoho Desk, you're very familiar with the usage of custom modules. That's basically just a way to add a completely custom data table into the system. So things like, some examples they have: change requests, OKRs, incidents, risks, assets. That's a really big one, honestly, the assets involved in a particular project. We find that as a really big use case for Zoho Desk custom modules as well. Of course, there are a bunch of templates, but you can just create whatever you would like. Then with that data, you can now create custom reports. I will tell you, this is probably the biggest one for me out of this list. We have a lot of clients that use Zoho Projects, and almost none of them use it for any of the reporting, right? We almost always have to pull all of the data from Zoho Projects into Zoho Analytics and then do the reporting there. You're probably still going to do that some of the times, but if we see what they've added here, basically you now have the ability to create any of those types of custom charts and graphics and reports that you would normally have to do in Analytics. Analytics will still come into play if you want to connect to like your CRM, Desk, or Zoho Books data. But for things like kind of getting a top-down view of where our tasks are at, where do we have certain milestones approaching a due date, you'll basically be able to pull those just via custom reports directly inside of Zoho Projects. Again, really nice for some of that like management tier of user that might not need full access into Analytics, but they do still need the ability to slice and dice some Zoho Projects data. Then once you have all those different reports set up, go ahead and create a custom dashboard, right? Again, this is a huge request. People are probably used to seeing those dashboards inside of Zoho Projects that are essentially static. They kind of just have what they have, right? You can remove things from them, but not really add anything custom. Now you essentially have like the, similar type of functionality that you do in CRM, where you can create any of those custom charts and reports, and then you can go ahead and then add them to a custom dashboard, right? So just get exactly what you want in that quick single pane of glass view for a given project. These dashboards are like the project dashboards. So it looks like here, you'd basically be seeing the data related to that individual project that you're looking at, but you still get to customize exactly how it displays that data. And before we move on to some shiny AI features, I do have to ask, if you're finding the video useful so far, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment with any questions or additional video requests, and head on over to Zenatta.com and click on book a meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you with your Zoho implementation. Let's get right back to it. And here we are inside of the article here, adding more AI into Zoho Projects. This things like AI search, translate, which is very cool, especially if you have teams that work cross geography. AI-powered insights, so, give me a summary of what's going on a project. AI-powered content, maybe I'm thinking like descriptions of tasks, things like that. AI tasks, I don't know that I would ever trust an AI to write out the task list, but, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment if you use that. And then here, it's going to support different models, so things like Zia, GPT, Gemini, Anthropic, and Cohere. So essentially, getting that suite of AI tools that you would expect to show up inside of the project suite. Here we can basically see, give me a summary of what's going on with this particular task, create tasks based on the project title. Again, I would probably just set up a template of the task that I know that I want. And then kind of in the back end, they are rolling out MCP support. Some of the Zenatta team members have started doing really cool things with MCP. That's Model Context Protocol, which is essentially just the ability to tell your AI it's a defined set of instructions on how to interact with a system via API. And then some things coming down the line, more AI agent usage and using AI to create projects and modules. So really cool suite of updates there. We're going to jump into projects itself and take a look. They've got their little, pop out here. We don't need to worry too much about this. Let's go ahead and make a custom module. So inside of the system here, if we jump into our settings, and then let's find our custom modules, likely here under modules and tabs, that would make sense. So we'll create a new module. Here, as we saw before, they do have a whole gallery of modules that you can pull from. Things like your activities, estimates, bills, action items, lessons learned. They kind of have probably more than you would ever need just set up in here as a baseline. I was looking for assets. That's the example I wanted to pull from, but they don't have it. So we're just going to make our own. We'll give it a name. We can choose whether it should be an organizational module or a project module. Essentially, a project module is going to be one of those tabs that shows up within a given project. So that's what I'm going to choose here. You can also have it show in what they call the global overview section. If you're not sure what that is just this left-hand tab, right? So this overview here. So we're going to make this a project module. We're going to have it turn on for all projects. You could select it and say only turn this on for a specific one or two. In most cases, I would imagine you're going to have all projects included. Now here, you basically just have exactly what you would expect, the click and drag into the sections here to add fields. So let's say we had some type of serial number on the project. Maybe we want to have some type of, pick list here. Call it, we already have status, so we'll call something like type. And then let's say we want to have like a date field, as we would expect some type of, deployment date of this asset. Cool. And then we can also have things like lookup fields, right? So if we do want to connect this to another module, they call it the connect module field, kind of funny. So maybe we want to call this our project field. We'll associate this to the project's module. We're just going to have it show the project name inside of it. And then here, this is our related list. So what do we want to name this on the other side? So if I'm inside of a project, what do I want to see? So here I would basically pull in maybe like my serial numbers, and we'll click add to layout. Then we'll just flip this over and publish it and take a look at what we see inside of the system. So it looks like a little UI bug there, but we'll close out. So now we have our new asset. We'll see inside of a given project here. We'll just pull up like, any of these. We should now have an assets related list where I can create and manage different assets that are a part of this system. So maybe I want to have something like a generator that's on site. I don't know why we would need that for a software development project, but let's just imagine that we did. I can add its serial number. I can put that deployment date. I can choose here which project it should relate to. Though looking at this, you might not even really need this lookup field, right? Because it is a project-specific module inherently. We'll have to see once we save it if it does actually make sense to include that. So I'll add this here. And so, it's kind of up to you if you want that second lookup field. I would imagine that in the data set, if you have it under a particular project, I would think it's going to show there either way. If we go into assets itself, so we can see it's got this lookup field already. So you might not even really need that custom lookup field if you're making it for a specific project. You would need this if you wanted to link it to a particular milestone or a particular task or issue. So play around with these and see what makes the most sense for you. But very flexible system there to just be able to create custom data records and objects based on what you actually need, not just based on, the baseline settings inside of projects, which again, they cover most scenarios. But there's a lot of times where you do actually need some custom data objects in order to make things work exactly how you'd like them to. So let's also, while we're in here, take a look at some of the custom functionality for creating reports. So interestingly here, to make our custom reports, we'll actually need to jump into a project, go into the reports section, and then toggle down to custom reports here. And then within this custom report section, we're just going to make one from scratch just so that we can see everything here. We'll call this, overdue. This probably already exists in there. We'll call it an overdue task report. Now over here on the right, we get all of our different options. Do we want a bar chart, line chart, histogram, stacked bar, etc.? Really, I normally start to choose the data that I want first and then get into particularly what needs to be done and shown. So let's say we want to show our overdue tasks based on when they were due. And here we'll add some type of criteria to say like due date is overdue. That's nice. I already have a pre-made one there. And then we can basically see in a trailing sense how many overdue tasks we have by each and every month, right? Maybe I want to group these by something else as well. So maybe we can do a grouping by the owner. Now, in my case, they probably are all just owned by me, but if there are more owners, they would, let's maybe do status instead so you can see what that would look like. There we go. So now we can see basically we have these various statuses. So we have some in progress tasks that are overdue. Here we see, these are closed. So those actually shouldn't count as an overdue task. So we'll jump right back into our filters and say something like our task status is not closed. Or you might say is all of the open ones in case you have more than one closed status. Now this is looking a little bit better. We'll click on save. And now we have that here as a report. Now, this is a first look for me, so I'm kind of curious. If we jump into another project, I wonder if that report will be available. So if I come in here, I don't actually see it. Overdue tasks. So it looks interestingly like these are deployed based on particular projects. So if you had more than one of these, we'll take a look and see if there's some way that we can kind of apply these to everything. But as of right now, it does actually look like that is unique to one individual project. So I will just highlight, being candid, that's a bit of a limitation. You'd kind of always want this to be something that you can pull from across the entire system. You don't really want to have to create stuff each time on the fly. So I even see here, if I try to pull it into the widgets, it's not showing up. So it is possible that while we see these custom dashboards here, I'm not seeing an ability to actually pull in, widget gallery. So we'll have to see eventually if we will get the ability to add our own custom reports to these dashboards. Now, there are a lot more options here than there used to be. As a step, it's in the right direction. I still would like the ability to pull in my own custom data, but you do also have the ability to pull in custom URLs as an embed. So if you have some data in like an analytics table that you want to display, you can surely do that. Yeah, just as a bit of a call out there and a point of feedback, looks like custom reports are per project. You may be able to do them in a template. Let's take a look and see. That might be your workaround here. Yeah, if I go into a custom template, and then let's say I add a custom report here, making the video a little longer, but I'm curious and we're already here, so let's just see. Let's say I want to make that same report. So we'll do our x-axis is due on, we'll say our count, or our y is our count, and we'll group it by status. We'll click apply, and we'll click save. So this is, let's rename that. So this is basically a report here that I've made inside of a template rather than inside of a full project, one that's already been launched. So now I wonder if I launch from my template, am I going to get that custom report? Because this would kind of be your workaround, is that you would go in and basically add all of those custom reports before you launch the project inside of a template. Then you would deploy it from here. We'll see exactly what happens once this launches. It's pretty quick normally. And Okay, so that would be your solution, right? If you do need those custom reports and you want them to be applied consistently across your projects, it looks like the best way to do that would actually be to pre-create them inside of a template and then deploy from there. There is clearly kind of the drawback of if you have a lot of projects in play already, not going to apply retroactively. I would be curious, leave me a comment down below if you know of a way that these can be essentially applied across the board. But as I'm poking around in here, I'm just not quite seeing a way to do that. Maybe if we create it here inside of our overall reports, it would help, but these are normally kind of cross-organization. So let me know in the comments below if you find a workaround for that. With that, I think we'll wrap up here for today. I really do hope that this video was useful for you. We didn't want this new update to slide under the radar because, again, the ability to add custom modules and custom reports is a huge step in the right direction for Zoho Projects, and we wanted to put this on your radar. I do have to ask, if you found the video useful, be sure to like and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment with any questions, feedback, or additional video requests, and head on over to Zenatta.com and click on Book a Meeting if you'd like to talk about how we can help you with your Zoho implementation. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.